Howdy guys, welcome back to more Kira Kira. Last episode we got to deal with a very interesting individual who liked Kirari, but not the band. He did buy a ticket though, so you know, it was worth it. We sold ourselves out a little bit. We're on our way to reaching our goal. Let's continue on, shall we? The temperature is over 35 degrees Celsius every day. I think that's like 90 something Fahrenheit. We play in the dust of the streets every day to sell tickets. Most of the people just happen to walk by, but some of them come because they saw us on the web. Alright, our internet buddies are coming through for us. What I hate about the crowds from web is that they try to talk to me. Yeah. How dare they try to talk to some members of the band. No.
どうしてそうむっつりしてるのさ。それもまた可愛いんだけど。
I can't talk because they'll know I'm a man. But do they know that? Or do they really think I'm a girl? I can't tell by the way they act. I'm definitely being picked on. But I can't get mad, so I smile instead. Then they get excited. It's a mixed emotion for me. But the sales of the tickets are pretty good. I think we can sell all of them. But we had rain on the last day. We were unable to play. So we have 3 unsold tickets. So we sold 27 tickets. I think we can call it a success. You can't call it a success because we need to sell 30. If we don't sell 30, we don't play. Simple as that. Today's our gig. We have to have a good show for the people who bought our tickets. Definitely want to give my best. It rains on the day of the gig. Other people in the band are complaining how humidity changes the sound, but I can't tell the difference. I tell Toma we've sold 27 tickets before the rehearsal. She seems surprised.
すごいなあ。十分な時間あってもノルマ荒れするバンドも結構あるんやで。よそから来たバンドが1週間もかからんでチケットこれだけ売り寄るんか。
Well, we've done things we're not proud of. We'll just say that. I say we played on the street every day, and she's impressed and says we were a role model for indie bands.
お疲れさん。あとはライブ楽しんだらえ。
Will do. We wait for our performance in the dressing room after the rehearsal. Kirari is dead serious today.
今日のライブは絶対成功させるんだ。
Your strap is not on your body. You should probably fix that. She keeps mumbling over and over at herself in the dressing room. Jeannie says Kirari is starting to be responsible as a vocalist lately, but I wonder if she's right. She calms down a little, but I'm still worrying about if she'll start talking to strangers or start touching the furnishings in the theater. I explain how I feel to Jeannie.
それ、幼児を子供に持ったお父さんの気持ちだよ。おとなしいとすぐ病気かなって心配するの。
Guess I do. I do worry. She just laughs. Since we're the first band to play, we don't have much waiting time. We're called before we have time to get out nervous. The stage is set high, so we have to look down to see the crowd. Guys cheer as we come out. It sounds like some pop idol concert. We don't have a choice. We have to watch and wave back at them. Sorry if you can hear my dogs in the background. I apologize. We have about 30 people in the hall altogether. We expected to have less because of the rain, but that didn't seem to affect it. My impression of the hall is that it's empty. Maybe because the theater is much bigger than places we're used to playing. I hear a lot about playing in front of an empty hall. I finally realize how lucky we are. Even though it's a small crowd, we sold all the tickets by ourselves one by one. That's why we feel closer to the crowd than ever. It's interesting to see each of them standing in the darkness. It's also rewarding to us. The school festival already had students in the hall, and we were guests at the shows in Tokyo and Nagoya, so this crowd is the first one to call our own. We've got to do well today. Jeannie starts counting, and I just happen to look at Kirari standing in front of me. And I realize Kirari's legs are shaking. I try to stop, but it's too late. The spotlight comes on and the music starts. Kurari can't start singing on the cue. We stop playing. Kurari's face is turning blue. I can see her shoulders shaking from where I stand. Chini says something about it, takes a short breath. We start playing again when Kurari smiles. Kurari starts singing this time, but her voice is different. Her voice is so small. She's stiff and awkward. Her body is stiff from nervousness. She's like a marble statue, standing in front of the microphone. The crowd is confused and they're frowning and smiling bitterly and reacting whatever they felt like. Kashiwara talks to her after the first song. Kurari is hiding her face and shaking her head to Kashiwara. She sits down on the stage. She looks up trying to say something, but she can't say anything. I'm sure the crowd doesn't know what to do, but we are in shock as well. It's never happened. She can't freeze up now. It's important. She had her mood swing, but she never failed like this. She's always pulled the band together. How could she break down like this? I just stand there in shock. The crowd is dead silent. I feel goosebumps go from my arm to my back. This silence is ruling the theater. Chini tries to come up with something. That's not good. We hear someone yell from the back of the crowd. Somebody's obviously ridiculing us and everybody starts laughing. Kurari is moving her arms and wiping her face. Kashiwara has been talking to Kurari and finally grabs her hand, but Kurari shakes it off. I read Kashiwara's lips saying, "Enough, come on." Then she drags Kurari off the stage. Kurari looks at me and she walks off the stage and she bows like she is sorry. I nod back at her. It's impossible to continue playing now that we don't have a vocal and a guitar. The crowd's getting worse. They're starting throwing paper cups. I remember how Kashiwara couldn't move from stage fright from her first gig and Kurari helped her. Well, we have to do something. Man, this is not good. I give Chini a look and grab the skull-decorated microphone at the center of the stage. What should I do? And I hear a voice. Hey, shut up. I see. That's a good idea. Then I'll do that. The crowd shuts up for a moment when they hear my manly voice. I don't care what happens anymore. I start taking my clothes off as much as I can with Chini's drum solo. Uh-oh. The crowd is yelling. Fuck you. I tell them off and throw a guitar pick at them. Then I pull my bass with my teeth like I saw in some magazine before and lay on the floor of the stage from pain. And what else can I do? I do everything I can think of to kill some time, then run off the stage. I go back to the dressing room in my underwear. All the other bands are laughing at me. I don't see Kurari, so I ask them where she went. They say she went outside. Chini and I run out of the dressing room. Kashiwara is holding Kurari's head, stroking her hair at the end of the hallway in the dark. Her tears messed up her makeup. She looks up at us. Her voice is shaking with tears. She bows so deep her head almost touches the floor. Chini kneels down in front of Kurari and looks up into her face. What? She smiles and rubs her head. We just screwed up. We leave the theater before the event finishes. We're heading to the hotel in the rain. We find the hotel in the guidebook since we can't sleep in the tent in the rain. It's far from city and there's nothing on either side of the street. The atmosphere in the car is heavy. Kurari's not crying anymore, but she's still looking down and she doesn't say anything. Kashiwara looks worried but can't say anything to her. Chini just keeps driving. And I don't have anything to say. Suddenly the car slows down and stops. For a moment I think we've arrived at the hotel, but we're still on the street. There's some houses and empty lots on both sides of the street. What's going on? Oh no. Oh no. Chini scratches her head after she tries to turn the ignition a few times. What's wrong? Wonderful. Shitty timing. Should we call someone?
お金かかっちゃうよ。ちょっと考える。
Ginny crosses her arms. I hear Kashiwara sigh in the back seat. The rain dropping on the roof of the wagon sounds much louder now. Oh goodness, I cannot stop yawning. I don't know why. The rain dropping on the roof of the wagon sounds much louder now that the engine has stopped. Ginny keeps turning the key, but nothing happens. I don't know how much it'll cost us to fix this, but I'm sure it'll use up whatever we have left. We won't be able to continue the tour anymore. That disaster back there will be our first and last gig. I almost sigh.
ごめんなさい。
You fucked us up. You ruined it. No, you didn't ruin it. Not your fault, Kurara. You couldn't help it. We all get nervous. It's not your fault. I don't have to turn to see who said that.
私がわがまま言ってライブ断っちゃって、だからみんなが暑い中大変な目に遭っちゃって、それでこんな風になったんだと思ったら急にステージの上が怖くなって。
Then she wasn't able to think of anything else. Kurari starts sobbing. I see Kashiwara holding Kurari in the rearview mirror.
それ、ずっと気にしてたの？
Ginny sounds cheerful, trying not to look at Kurari.
そんなのもう昔のことじゃん。あのね、キラリ、誰も何一つあんたのせいだなんて思ってないんだから。
Shake sails and wants to continue.
だいたいね、一人で抱え込んじゃダメだよ。何か心配事があるならちゃんと話さなきゃ。言ってくれなきゃ寂しいよ。
Kurari looks scared and won't say anything.
キラリは何も悪くないんだよ。
It's not your fault.
ごめんなさい。
Kurari just mumbles in a small voice. Ginny looks troubled and looks forward again. I let out my sigh. Ginny's thinking. I suppose she's thinking how she could cheer Kurari up. The air conditioning stopped with the engine, and the temperature in the car is rising. It's humid. I feel like I can't breathe through this heavy atmosphere and all. I'm not wearing Glara's clothes anymore. I threw my wig and bra away on the stage. I'm wearing a t-shirt and sneakers now. I rub my eyes and notice I still have mascara on. I realize I've forgotten to wash my face after the gig. Remember how I hate to deal with things like this. I'm suffocating. I look out the window. Being in the rain seems like a good idea to me, so I open the door and get out on the street. The rain gets in my hair. I'm scooping raindrops off my palm, then I feel everybody's looking at me strangely. I'm embarrassed that I just did something like this abruptly. I feel a little humid. Then I wash my face with the raindrops in my hand. It's awful to be sitting in a car like that. Ginny says something, but I can't hear her. I'm really tired. Then I see a frog swimming in front of me as I sigh. I wanted to catch it to make everyone laugh, so I step forward. Wow. No? The open lot is full of soft mud. I step right into it and fall down. I feel dirt coming down on my head.
大丈夫ですか？
Sure, it feels nice and cool. I sit on my butt in the dirt and don't admit to it.
気持ちいいって割には声が上ずってるよ。
Oh, shut up, I says it feels good, so it really feels good. The mud on my head is coming down with the rain. So I wipe it, but my hands are covered with mud as well, so it doesn't mean anything.
ほら、変なことしてないで車に戻りなよ。
Jeannie sounds worried. I have to wash the mud off.
風邪ひくよ。
No, I won't. I don't want to go back to the car where everybody's so down. Then I remember, a long time ago, I used to go outside when something happened at home. It felt really good when it was raining outside. It felt good to see my clothes get wet with rain. So I haven't grown up much. I pick up a lump of mud and see it fall through between my fingers. I turn around to go back to the car and notice Karai looking at me with red eyes. She's still crying. She looks worried about me. I don't like it. I open the back seat. Karai. I call her and reach my hand out to her. Karai is just looking at me in puzzlement. Your hand. She doesn't get it. I have to say it again to get her hand reached out. Her hand. I have to say it again to get her hand to reach out to. I grab her hand and pull her out of the car. She doesn't hesitate at all. So we both fall into the mud together. Oh, that face. Oh, that's adorable. Okay. Karai is in shock and can't say anything. She gets up but can't stand up from there. I stand up before Karai. Don't cry, stupid. She's scared of me and looks at my eyes. I'm so upset with you. The only one who is blaming you is you. You should know that. It's so stupid. We're a team, aren't we? Our band isn't happy if Karai's vocal isn't here. She's the one who gets most compliments no matter where we go, and that's why we came this far.
Nakama?
Yeah, a team. It's selfish to blame it all on yourself. We should divide all the happy times and sad times, and... Karai starts to cry, shaking her shoulders. When I'm making a really good speech, too. Wow, hey. I'm surprised at how hard Karai cries. It almost sounds like she's yelling.
Kora!
Ow! I feel a mysterious shock on the back and I'm pushed into the mud face first. I'm confused now that I don't know what's happening. I stand up coughing. Then I see Chini standing in the mud glaring at me. I see Chini kicked me.
あんた、キラリに何すんの?
Chini looks really upset. Well, I'm just telling her how important teamwork is and being in touch with nature. Chini rejects my explanation.
うるさい! キラリ、大丈夫? 怪我はない?
Chini asks Karai, who's still sitting on her butt.
違うから泣いたのは違うの
Karari's talking as she clings onto Chini.
だってチカ君が私に仲間だって言ってくれたんだよ
Karari's face is covered with rain as she looks up. Chini looks confused.
そうか。鹿之助みたいなおかしいやつに仲間って言われて怖かったんだね。だから泣いたんだね。
What kind of explanation is that? I complain.
だってそうとしか考えられないでしょ?
Chini acts calm. You're so crooked, Chini. She's crying because she's deeply moved by our friendship. Right, Shino? Shino's smiling now, but she doesn't answer me. She keeps smiling and listening to us talk.
ほら、なんとも言わない。私が合ってるのよ。
Whatever. Fine. Let's go back at the car. It's cold. I might catch a cold. I try to go back to the car, but everybody, including Kashiwara, is out of the car now, so I feel bad about going back to the car by myself. Kashiwara steps into the mud.
ほらキラちゃん
She reaches her hand out to Karari. No. Karari pulls her muddy hand back for a second, but Kashiwara grabs her hand and pulls her up from the mud. Kashiwara's expensive clothes are covered with mud now.
そんなの今さら言われないと気がつけないなんて遅すぎるよ
Kashiwara is calm, but her expression is very serious. It's different than how she usually is. She looks at Kurari.
あのね、私思うんだけど、もっと私とかみんなのことを信じてほしいんだ。
Kurari looks sad and tries to look down, but Kashiwara puts her hands on her shoulders so she can't look down. Kurari looks at Kashiwara and tightens her lips.
お願い、分かって。キラちゃんは一人じゃないんだよ。みんな
We all love you,
あな
Kurari.
たのこと大好きなんだよ。
Kurari looks down. The rain runs down on her face from her nose to her chin and drips off. Aww. The rain continues. The car is still not moving. This is the worst situation we could think of, but we see a garage on the other side of the street. I've run to the garage to see if someone is using it, but there's no evidence of people using this place. I think we can stay here to get out of the rain. We decide to evacuate to the garage, but we can't leave our car in the middle of the street like this. We have to push it to the garage. Ah. Chini is sitting on the driver's seat and the rest of us push the car.
カッシー、大丈夫？変わろうか？
Chini keeps asking her.
大丈夫です。ハンドルお願いします。
Kashiwara keeps answering in pouring rain. You don't have to try too hard, I whisper to her.
いいんです。私、こういうことしてみたかったんです。
Kashiwara won't listen to me. She's stubborn like that. Something like this.
なんだか今の私たちすごく青春っぽくないですか？スタンドバイミーみたい。
Mia. She seems happy. I worry if she's okay with being rained on and doing heavy labor, but she looks healthier than usual for sure.
ねえ、四角、ほっぺが真っ赤だよ。
Kurari laughs at me pushing the car. That's where I hit the mud and Chini kicked me from behind. It's good that it's red. It won't go away if it's blue.
四角、ありがとね。
Kurari looks happy. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, the car is stopping. You gotta push harder. I try pushing the car harder. We push the car next to the garage and we sneak inside through the broken garage shutter. I think it's a garage, but it could have been something like an auto body shop. The inside's empty. I imagine maybe we might meet a homeless guy or something, but there's nobody here. Maybe it's because this place is far from any train station. We hear Osaka is a dangerous city, but there's nothing to indicate that in this garage, so we decide to stay. We start a bonfire for warmth and light. We find charcoal and some firewood and the outdoor equipment we bought from Murakami, so we're able to create a stable fire. We dry our clothes and warmed our canned coffee with the fire. Oh goodness. Kurari's warming the sweet roll she brought by the fire. Is it any good?
おいしいよ。食べる？
I taste your sweet roll. Anyone do? No. It's a little bit burned on the inside and warm on the burned on the outside and warm on the inside. Reminds me of my childhood. My bodies are cold from being in the rain, but her sweet roll warms me up. We find more food and snacks while discussing about what to do after this. The most important issue is to have the car fixed. The sun is long gone. Maybe they'll still come at night, but they may charge us more. We should wait until morning and call for help. Nobody knows how much it might cost to fix it. We have no idea how to pay for it if the cost is more than we expect it to be. We feel bad all over again.
帰る前に気分転換したいな。変なマネージャーにはバカにされて、ライブはうまくいかなくて、雨にまで降られて、車まで壊れて。このまま帰るなんて私納得できないよ。ストリートライブでいいから、もっとすっきりとした形でライブしてから帰りたい。
そうですね。
Kashiwara agrees. Her eyes are reflecting the light of the bonfire. And maybe the same thing is happening to Chini, Kurari, and myself. I'm sure Kashiwara doesn't want to go home like this. Her intention to make the best out of this tour is probably stronger than ours since she went through a lot to come to the tour with us. Kurari's not saying anything, she's just listening to us. But I'm sure she's still feeling guilty and she doesn't want to go home either. I've been working on a new single. I have a good feeling about writing a great song right now.
そうだね。膝寄せ合って暗い話ばっかりしてても仕方ないし。
Then Chini stands up.
よし、今からちょっとやるか。
そうですね。なかなかこんな状況はないです。
Exactly.
私、ちょっとアイデアがあるかも。
Clara seems to be feeling better. So we work on the new single and jam until dawn together. That was a good episode. Well, I think I'll see you all in the next episode, so take it easy, guys.